Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Lexi, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the correction and the motivations that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give your correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on Lexi's training collar, and she's wearing a regular slip collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now she's sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Lexi heel, and at this point Lexi has a job to do, and that's walk next to your left side. And without forging ahead or lagging behind. And when you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told and wait for her next command. And one of the biggest complaints that we get from our owners is that I can't walk my dog pleasantly on a leash. They drag me down the street, and if someone approaches, they jump all over them. And this is your heel and your automatic sit. Now the next exercise that Fred's going to demonstrate is the stay. The stay is a one-word command, and it is a hand and a voice command. Open flat of your palm, right in front of her muzzle, the one-word firm command to stay. When you're practicing at home, it's for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her as an additional distraction, and she should remain seated until she gets a little pat for praise and her next command. And they go back to heeling again. And you're going to be able to practice the heel command when you're going on walks, but make sure that you practice your commands indoors as well as outdoors for the most efficient, best behaved puppy that you can have, because anywhere that you practice is where you're going to get the best results. So practice everywhere. Fred's going to leave her in another sit stay. He walks out to the end of his training leash, and we're going to demonstrate the come on command. Fred uses her name and a happy voice, and she should come right in front and sit facing his knees. And you see that she's very attentive. She's looking up at him. She likes doing her commands. Fred leaves her in another sit stay. Now she started to get up, and you heard Fred say immediately, no, stay. Fred's going to call her in. He praises her on the way in, so she knows that she's doing a good job, and she comes right in front and sits, and then goes back to heel and back sitting. Very well done. Now Fred's going to set up to show you your down commands, and there are 2 of them. And everything starts and stops at heel position. So the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate is the down from a heel. So with your dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground. The one-word command to down. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 to 5 minutes, and you can practice this right in your living room. This helps to develop her attention span and self-control. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, returning again back to the original heel position. He's going to heel her out of that, and we will demonstrate that down from a heel position one more time. She's very sharp, very smart, and if anything, will try to outthink you. She's very confident. This time Fred will call her out of that exercise. She comes right in front and sits. Beautifully done. And back to heel and back sitting. And now they're going to set up for their down from a distance, and this is a little bit harder command, and Lexi likes to test on this one a little bit because you're not right next to her. She feels like she has the advantage. So with your dog seated at your left, you leave her in a stay. Fred's going to walk out in front of her. He's going to use his right hand to give the command. And she did first time. That was very good. That is your down from a distance command. Now we're going to be working with you and teaching you how to incorporate all of these exercises into your everyday living situations. This is drill work, and we do want you to do some of that, but you're also going to use your commands in your everyday life. We have enjoyed having her. She's quite a little whippersnapper, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.